the first real images of Neptune. Neptune, more than 30 times farther from the Sun than Earth, is the only planet in our solar system not visible to the naked eye. In 2011, Neptune completed its first 165-year orbit since its finding in 1846. Neptune is so far from the Sun that high noon on the Great Blue Planet looks like twilight to us. The warm light we see on our home planet is about 900 times brighter than the sunlight on Neptune. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel All Things Space. We are back with another blockbuster video. In today's video, we'll try to answer the following questions. What's its size and distance to other bodies? How many moons does Neptune have? And what are the galactic companions of this giant planet? And more. Without any further ado, let's start the video. Ice Giant Neptune. The ice giant Neptune was the first planet to be found by mathematical calculations. Using predictions from Urbain Le Verrier, Johann Galia discovered the planet in 1846. The planet is named after the Roman god of sea, as Le Verrier suggests. The ice giant Neptune, with an equatorial diameter of around 50,000 kilometers, is becoming the fourth largest planet in our solar system in terms of its dimensions. Neptune is 4 times larger than the Earth, whose diameter is 12,742 kilometers. The mass of the celestial body is even 17 times greater than our blue home's planet's corresponding value. In more detail, Neptune is a so-called ice giant. This category includes giant planets whose masses are primarily made up of water, methane, or ammonia. In our planetary system, there are 3 such ice giants in addition to Neptune. Contrary to first assumption, however, the planetary surface of an ice giant is not necessarily frozen. Size and distance. With a radius of 24,622 kilometers, Neptune is about 4 times the size of Earth. If the Earth was the size of a nickel, Neptune would be about the size of a baseball. At an average distance of 4.5 billion kilometers, Neptune is 30 astronomical units from the Sun. An astronomical unit is a distance from the Sun to the Earth. From this distance, sunlight takes 4 hours to travel from the Sun to Neptune. Discovery of Neptune. More than 140 years later, in 1989, NASA's Voyager 2 became the first and only spacecraft to study Neptune up close. Then, Voyager returned a wealth of information about Neptune and its moons, confirming the evidence that the giant world had faint rings, just like other gas planets. Scientists are also able to use Hubble Space Telescope and powerful ground-based telescopes to gather more information about this distant planet. The spacecraft that left Earth on August 20th, 1977, is still orbiting endless space, from which it continues to supply scientists on our blue home planet with important data throughout its mission. Voyager 2 captured numerous images of the planet Neptune, which were later supplemented with images from modern telescopes. Rotational and orbital behavior. A day on Neptune lasts about 16 hours, the time it takes for Neptune to turn or turn once. And Neptune makes one complete orbit around the Sun in Neptune time about 165 Earth years, or 60,190 Earth days. Neptune is sometimes further away from the Sun than the dwarf planet Pluto. Pluto's highly eccentric oval-shaped orbit puts it into Neptune's orbit every 248 Earth years for 20 years. This switch, where Pluto is closer to the Sun than Neptune, occurred most recently from 1979 to 1999. However, Pluto can never collide with Neptune. This is because for every 3 rounds Neptune makes around the Sun, Pluto makes 2. This recurring pattern prevents the 2 bodies from getting too close. Neptune's axis of rotation is tilted at 28 degrees from the plane of its orbit around the Sun, which is similar to the axial tilts of Mars and Earth. This means that Neptune experiences seasons just like we do on Earth. However, because the year is so long, each of the 4 seasons lasts for more than 40 years. Neptune's thick atmosphere is mostly hydrogen, with smaller amounts of helium and methane. It's the absorption of red light by methane that gives Neptune its very blue colour. The average temperature on Neptune is an unforgiving -373 degrees Fahrenheit. Triton, Neptune's largest satellite, has recorded the coldest temperature in our solar system at -391 degrees Fahrenheit. That's only 68 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than absolute zero, the temperature at which all molecular action stops. Moons. Neptune has 14 moons which are known. Triton, Neptune's largest moon, was discovered by William Lassell on October 10, 1846, just 17 days after Johann Gottfried Galle discovered the planet. Since Neptune is named after the Roman god of the sea, its moons are named after several lesser sea gods and nymphs in Greek mythology. Triton is the only major moon in the solar system to orbit its planet in a direction opposite to the planet's rotation, suggesting it was once an independent object that was captured by Neptune. Triton is extremely cold, with surface temperatures of -391 degrees Fahrenheit, and yet despite this deep freeze in Triton, Voyager 2 discovered geysers spewing icy material more than 5 miles upwards. Triton's thin atmosphere, also discovered by Voyager, has since been detected from Earth several times and is warming, but scientists aren't sure why. Surface and atmosphere of the moon Triton. NASA's Voyager 2, the most effective spacecraft to fly past Neptune and Triton, observed surface temperatures of -391 degrees Fahrenheit and -235 degrees Celsius. Triton is 1,680 miles in diameter. Spacecraft images show the moon has a thinly cratered surface with smooth volcanic plains, hills, and circular pits formed by icy lava flows. Triton includes a crust of frozen nitrogen over an icy mantle and is believed to cover a core of rock and metal. Triton has a density of approximately 2 times that of water. This has a higher density that measured for almost any other satellite of an outer planet. Europa and Io have higher densities. This means that Triton has more rock inside the icy satellites of Saturn and Uranus. Triton's thin atmosphere consists mainly of nitrogen with small amounts of methane. This atmosphere is most likely from Triton's volcanic activity, which is powered by seasonal heating from the sun. Triton, Io, and Venus are the only bodies in the solar system besides Earth that are known to be volcanically active at this time. Triton is one of our solar system's most fascinating objects because it's so cold, most of Triton's nitrogen condenses as ice, giving the surface an icy sheen that reflects about 70% of the sunlight that strikes it. And with that, we've come to the end of our video. Share your thoughts about the video in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching, goodbye.